So if anybody shows up, you'll see the name pop up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do you want some projections? Did I talk about that last minute?
Projections?
Yeah, I think on.
Yeah, projectors would be no.
So like, come on. They don't. Good, are you?
Yeah, this is the last.
Are we doing
So what?
the whole thing on email?
Set up here?
I think so, yeah.
We
We did it last time.
Oh, I didn't
Where we were
get it.
sitting.
Get me on a stick.
Yeah, I think we're doing the,
Okay, what are we doing now?
old chambers thing.
Okay.
Freaking mess. Morning.
Good morning, Louis. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Terrific. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good, thank you.
Ready for Santa Claus?
Always.
Ready for the vacation?
Right, that's
for
what.
sure.
Hey, so when he leaves, who's getting all the subdivisions? Which is it you and Albert?
Molina, how
Need to
are you,
request some
sir?
extensions.
Yourself?
I have no
Request some
complaints.
extensions. And I was
What do you think of this overzealous
we
reaching
got
in the city of Sunland Park?
Flemish and Vista
Oh,
a week and a half ago. 30 days, but I'm gone for the next 2 weeks.
Ginormous, huh? We're not being recorded, are we?
I'm gonna say you probably don't wanna know what I really think.
So what?
How are things looking for you, my friend?
Not bad.
Wait, is it already scheduled?
This is not correct, is it?
Damn,
The Rialto Mesa?
I know.
Yeah, that's what,
So,
1,000
you just got
acres
it on
plus.
Oh,
I think.
I was looking at this.
I haven't even looked at it.
There's just one little sliver.
Third.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Flemish might be fast because it's a second review, but I had a pretty good amount of comments. But Vista Rancho, there's no way.
Ready for the.
You know, as ready as I could be.
Yeah,
Who
there's
do you know about
no way.
Oh, and so it got extended till January 3rd, so I don't know if it's gonna be extended yet again. We'll see.
Are there some other applicants that you know of?
There's only two, myself and another guy that used to work at the county. But they need at least three. Yeah.
HR. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, because I think the 15 days is like tomorrow, because so it's a second
They
review.
can be
so
so.
15 days. That's
Yes,
up
sir.
tomorrow, and I haven't.
In fact, most of the time they are.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Yeah. I could try to look at it tomorrow just to see what I'm looking at before I send you something.
You're not gonna be done with that either.
Definitely not Vista Rancho. We have 3.
You don't have three?
I have Flemish and Vista Rancho. I don't have a third.
Flemish, Vista Rancho, and then there's one up in, we're gonna have, we have a pre-activate?
Oh, the McNutt.
Yeah, there's one up in that.
Oh, shit.
It was like a 4-lot subdivision, maybe we approved it last. No engineers, no, I don't know if we approved it or not.
I don't know if I got it unless it was just a little like lot line adjustment.
No,
Not like a full construction drawing?
yeah.
I haven't got that.
It was, yeah, can we get there?
Apparently.
Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning. Thanks for sending the link.
Well, sorry about the mix-up. I think when we sent it, it took off your names.
That's okay. I figured it out eventually here.
Good morning, Danny. How are you?
Good morning.
Are you all by yourself this morning?
Yes, it seems everybody's other places right now. We had Monica was going to join us, but she's a little short-staffed over at Animal Control, and she's running that right now.
Okay.
So we had to go over there and handle that. But you guys get me.
Well, that's good. I talked to Mr. Martinez about this yesterday briefly, among other
Great.
things, so.
Great.
the scheduling stuff, before you schedule it, make sure he can attend because he's the busiest of all of us.
No, because there's a marathon going right. You can't do the same thing every year where it's like you take that.
It's a big county.
No, I'm in.
There's a lot going on. Industry down there wondered why crew doesn't perform the pressure and flow test. I said, well, from my perspective, it's kind of a fox garden hen house. A third party is good for all of us to conduct it so that we all have an unbiased opinion of everything.
We're gonna have to talk about signalization here,
It's growing down there. I believe you're correct.
they're supposed to take the right. And it looks like they're, along with that is.
Cars outside.
On the podium, Art. It's minutes.
Because you're on the tercilla. We do have a quorum. Thank you.
Okay for me to stay here?
Yep.
I'll just sit over here with all my friends.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
No.
You can't do the mouse one down here, huh?
You want to call Marty and see if he's going to show? You want me to call him?
Marty.
Miller.
No, no, no.
Oh, no? Okay.
That's his,
Did you invite him?
he's dealing with Sunlight. Have it anyway. We'll just give comments and then go on. So we ready? Is that Daniel over there?
Can you see us now?
We're live. Four or five, you're the utility rate, you start.
It doesn't go that far.
You're in on it. So, you wanna go ahead and get ready? Okay.
You can sit here if you want.
Yeah, but we gotta do the mouse thing. You know what I mean? Let me ask Felipe how this is gonna work. Cause there's a lot of,
You can look at the folder
right here?
right there. You can open up.
Okay. Okay, good morning. This is gonna be a DRC special meeting of the DRC for an annexation proposal into the city of Sunland Park. We did receive a letter from the city of Sunland Park of the petition, and the petition, let me see if I can find it through all this. There's a request from the city This is the application that was turned into the city. I'm just going through this. It's called Alta Mesa Annexation. Project description of master plan development consisting of single-family residential, multifamily residential, office, commercial areas, drainage facilities, roadways, public access, landscaping, walking trail. And it says see attached map. I don't believe that we really have a attached map, if you will. The applicant, actually, and representative that submitted to the City of Sunland Park is Mr. Pillar Engineering. So this is all just, this is just the stuff that went into the City of Sunland Park. And here they're giving descriptions of the different properties that are involved. So I'm not going to go through all these specifically, but I'll just go to the larger map. 24? So basically, this is the annexation, proposed annexation area. This is the existing zoning out there. There is a master development in this, master plan in this area for what's called Village 1. And these areas where you see the MUCC down to the MS, that's the actual zoning within that master plan. This master plan was created when, I call it the intern timeframe, before CRUA had put on their zoning hat, if you will. So it was done under review by the City of Sunland Park. The county still respects the master plan and the zoning to this. So basically what we're going to talk about real quick, is there any specific map you guys want to look at? This one? Yeah, you can see here it's running up. Where's Pete Domenici? Pete Domenici, this is Airport Road? Pete Domenici right here. No, it's the other way. I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, Pete Domenici, Airport Road. And then Pete Domenici. So we're just going to make comment, really, if you will, as we have before. Real quick, like site conditions. Let me see if I got that aerial. Well, let me do this real quick since I'm right here. That's what the existing master plan zoning is down there. This is for what's actually called New Urbanism District zoning. And again, it was adopted by the City Council of Sunland Park back in 2005. Shoot. I'm looking for an aerial, guys. Here, right here. Okay. So most of the area obviously is vacant. I believe that CRUA has some facilities on the top, on this portion of the proposed annexation. So site conditions, basically, we will talk about the total acreage, and it's mostly vacant with some facility, some sewer system facilities, mostly shrubs, and any major arroyos that you might consider or anything.
On the east side, I can see that there's a railroad, the Union Pacific Railroad, so I think that for the most part will act as a physical boundary that won't really warrant any flows coming off site into the county jurisdiction, but that's not to say that there is no general, I guess, I don't know if you'd call it concern, but general interest in the county having courtesy review over this kind of development, because as long as there is pockets of county surrounded by Sunland Park jurisdiction, it does create jurisdictional problems. So I guess I would like to know if they have plans for asking for those areas in between, or if they're asking for this proposed area because they already have a plan and that's what their end game is. But, you know, just for flood commission, again, it doesn't really impact us as far as this is, but generally speaking, it does create jurisdictional issues going forward.
Anything with you, engineering?
Thanks, Luis. One of the things that I wanted to point out is infrastructure that we currently maintain through an agreement with DOT on Pete Domenici, that would have to be revised. It would have to be headed by the city of Sunland Park to take on that infrastructure. What I'm referring to is signalized intersection on Airport and Pete Domenici and Strauss and Pete Domenici, and all the street lighting that's out there. We would look forward to City of Sunland Park working with NMDOT to rewrite those agreements so our name is removed from it, because it's something they're annexing. And long-term, as this develops, the impacts will be onto NMDOT facilities, which they'll have to be working with. In regards to being able to review at a later date as this moves forward, I find it that it's in the county's best interest to be a reviewing agent, as we still have infrastructure and roadways out there that could negatively impact, or even just to get an idea as to how traffic patterns will be developing as we move forward. In that regard, that's basically it on my side. You know, they're looking at taking the right-of-way and annexing it in, but there's more to come, and those agreements with NMDOT to resolve and relieve Doña Ana County from that maintenance responsibility, it should take place. Also, I would hope that this actually is surveyed to a survey quality. I believe they're required to do by law anyways to do a survey of it, not referencing just a GIS system.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Renee. You touched on a little bit of the transportation system, which is also, you know, part of the report. We're taking notes, and we'll note those on the transportation system section of the report. The other one is wastewater, and we do have Mr. Westmoreland here. If you want to make comment on anything regarding water and wastewater.
Thank you, Luis. Just briefly, with regards to water and wastewater, as everyone knows, our crew's responsibility is basically the same, whether it remain in county jurisdiction or is annexed by the city of Sunland Park. Our primary concerns, of course, where water and wastewater are concerned, is that the necessary upgrades and infrastructure are negotiated out at the time things are being engineered out between their engineers, the applicant's engineers, and our engineers, and agreed upon, as well as respecting existing easements where we currently have facilities, water and wastewater lines, et cetera. And I don't see a significant problem with that. I've met with Mr. Pillar numerous times on this topic, and they, like any other developer, would be required to basically pay their fair share of what's necessary to provide water and wastewater to their specific area.
Okay. Really, it sounds like these comments are mirroring our previous comments, so, also, we got police, fire, and EMS. Anything,
No, the only question I have for you, Luis, is that part of Pete Domenici included in the annexation?
it would be. It would be, included as part of the annexation.
No, I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, on previous ones, basically it was emergency response to be provided by Citizen and Park. And just, we have a comment here for previous ones, however, internal roadway width, this was from a previous one. That won't be in the report. Commercial needs, they speak of commercial needs, you know, in the application and all that, and really at this time, it's really not applicable to Doña Ana County at this stage. School impacts, I don't know if they've spoken to GISD for any impacts that they'll be having. I know that it's up the hill and it's the ways, any residential development, they would have to be accommodated, obviously, by transportation down to the schools or the existing master plan shows places for schools and shows places for parks. I don't know if they're going to maintain that, the master plan, or what's happening down the road with the master plan if it gets annexed. Same thing with parks, trails, open space, housing needs. Those are all things that the developers would look at the time that they want to build. I'm assuming that they're going to provide the information to Sun and Park on that part of it. And then there's maybe, Mr. Engineering, any existing county contracts?
Not in that area, other than what I mentioned previously, memorandum of agreements with another jurisdiction, in this case, NMDOT.
Okay. Anything you might want to add, Janine, to this?
Yes, Luis, I think we're, when you talk about commercial needs, the school impacts and the housing needs on the review sheet, is that what it's called? The staff report?
Yes, ma'am.
I think we should mention that they adhere to the approved master plan.
Right.
I think
Yes.
that would be our main comment regarding those items.
Right, and then obviously, they got a code, so if they're gonna do anything as far as any kind of development or, I think it's fair that we're gonna give a strong recommendation that they follow through with the amendments of that master plan, before approvals of any subdivisions or any phasing of subdivisions, that they follow the process. If they're going to amend, that they follow the process to the Citizen and Park if it's adopted.
And that is a good point, that it is an ordinance,
It is an ordinance,
so
yeah.
you have to adhere to that.
Right. Anybody else with any other comments?
Legal came down, they took a brief look at it from the agenda packet, and their concern is the jurisdiction, you're going to have to help me out with this, the provisional government
Yes, right.
and the court case that is currently ongoing. So they asked that we also include those notes in the letter. And then they also pointed out that the adjacency of this annexation is also to a previous annexation.
Right. Also, if you look at this, I mean, there's a huge island, if you will, of DAC that's literally going to be almost just surrounded by Citizen and Park. The way this looks, the way it reads out, literally, we're going to go from outside the county through Sunlight Park and into the county. I think that's major jurisdictional problems there. That's just weird, you know, for lack of a better word. And I think also some like, normally we really need to consult, or they need to consult with Doña Ana County a little bit more in depth as to this proposal and the effect it's going to have on the entire area. That right there, like just looking at it, you know, you've got Sunland Park totally surrounding the county. I don't know how,
But the
if that's
donut-
doable.
The donut hole in the middle.
Yeah. And it's not the first time they've done that. They've done it quite a bit. Like up here.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else, to tell you the truth. And this was kind of a sudden notice for us as well. And so we do have previous letters that we kind of mirror, because also it's all basically the same comments from us. And so I'm open for any last minute suggestions, and we can wrap this thing up. No? We good, Janine?
Yes, I would recommend that we follow pretty much the same comments we have with the previous annexations and discuss the jurisdictional issues, the DOT maintenance, being a reviewing agency for any development that may come in the area, and then mention the provisional government as well.
Right. I think when we'll end up talking to legal a little bit more on the letter to the BOCC.
Yes. And then to adhere to the master plan.
So anybody open for closing? Anybody want to make a motion?
What action item are we recommending approval, or what?
Well, it's just comments. Our comments will just go via report to the county. Our recommendations for comments will go to the BOCC. They can go with these comments also, or they can also add to the comments. And so we're not really giving a approval or recommendation for approval or denial.
Right.
We just comment.
Yeah, I understand how the process works, but it's in terms of a motion, are we just looking for a motion to adjourn, or are we looking for an action item?
Adjournment.
Then motion to adjourn.
Second, Renee. Molina.
Okay, everybody say aye. Aye.
And we'll summarize your comments and put them in the letter. Thank you all.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, I got some words for that. I went out there.
Miss Danny.
I always refer to it as the rational method. I refer to it as CIA.
I was like
Sorry,
thinking of an
curve number,
acronym.
intensity, and acres.
I guess I didn't look through it super in depth, but he said, oh, my engineering analysis